There comes a night when you lie next to the person you chose for life and feel 1,000 miles apart. No fight, no betrayal, just space. And you wonder, is this still love or just memory dressed in routine? Here's what I need you to know right now. Your marriage can survive menopause. Not just survive, it can become deeper, more authentic, more real than it's ever been. But it takes something most couples don't talk about. I'm going to show you exactly how to bridge that gap. Let's go. Okay, real talk. If you're here, something's hurting. Maybe you're lying next to your partner at night feeling lonely. Like there's this person right there, breathing next to you, and you've never felt more alone. Maybe you snap at them over things that used to roll off your back. The way they load the dishwasher, the sound of their chewing. Things that never bothered you in 20 years suddenly feel unbearable. Maybe intimacy has become this complicated, loaded thing neither of you knows how to talk about anymore. Every touch feels like a question. Every avoidance feels like rejection. And the space between you keeps growing. And underneath all of it, you're wondering, is it me? Is it us? Is this just what happens after 20, 30 years together? Is this all there is now? No. What's happening is that menopause has walked into your marriage, and nobody gave you the manual for how to navigate that. Marriage in midlife doesn't fall apart overnight. It frays, quietly, in between loaded silences and unspoken disappointments. In the moments when you're both scrolling on your phones instead of talking. In the dinners eaten in front of the TV because conversation feels too hard. One day you look at your partner across the dinner table and realize, you're not angry, but you're not close either. You're not fighting, but you're not laughing like you used to. You're not planning to leave, but you're not sure you're staying either. There's no crisis, just distance. And that distance? It often begins the moment menopause walks into the room. Now, let me tell you what's actually happening. Because once you understand the why, the how becomes so much clearer. What menopause does to your marriage. Menopause doesn't just change your body. It reshapes how you relate, how you communicate, how you crave, or don't. One woman in Dr. Mary Claire Haver's practice put it like this. It's like my body became a stranger, and I didn't know how to let my partner in anymore. And him. He felt rejected, confused, helpless, like no matter what he did, it was wrong. Try to be close. She pulls away. Give her space. She feels abandoned. Multiply that by months or even years, and intimacy starts to feel like a memory instead of a habit. And it's not just about physical intimacy, it's about all connection. Eye contact, patience, emotional availability, the ability to be present with each other instead of just existing in parallel. When menopause brings mood swings, fatigue, and hormone chaos, the tiniest thing, like forgetting to take out the trash or leaving dishes in the sink, feels like betrayal. Add brain fog and sleep deprivation to the mix, even basic communication can turn into emotional quicksand. Conversations get misinterpreted. Tones sound sharper than intended. What you meant as a neutral statement lands as criticism. What they meant as helpful lands as controlling. And slowly, walls rise between two people who once finished each other's sentences. Here's what's really happening on a biological level. Your estrogen decline affects serotonin and GABA production, your mood regulators. So you're more irritable, more anxious, more reactive than you used to be. Things that you could laugh off before now feel like personal attacks. Your progesterone drops, so you can't sleep. And when you're sleep deprived, everything is harder. Your patience evaporates. Your empathy disappears. Your ability to regulate your emotions is gone. You're running on fumes, trying to be a functional human, and you have nothing left for your relationship. Your testosterone declines, so your libido plummets. And it's not just about desire for intimacy. It's about your overall energy, motivation, and zest for life. The spark that used to drive you is just gone. Your cortisol increases because your stress buffering system, estrogen and progesterone, is declining. So you're more stressed, more overwhelmed, more on edge all the time. And your partner? They're watching someone they love struggle, and they don't know how to help. They try to fix things, which feels like pressure. Have you tried this? What if you did that? Maybe you should. Or they back off, which feels like abandonment. I guess I'll just leave you alone then. And the distance grows. Nobody wins. Everybody hurts. And both people feel like they're failing. Dr. Haver, in her book, The New Menopause, talks about how this is one of the most under-discussed impacts of menopause, the relationship strain. Not because love disappears, but because nobody prepared us to rewrite the rules. No one told us that midlife love would need new language, new ways of connecting, new ways of being intimate that don't look like what worked in our 30s. But here's the truth that's going to change everything. When a woman changes, the relationship must evolve too, or it starts to fray. And it's not because you failed. It's not because your love wasn't strong enough. It's because you're both navigating a new landscape, written in hormones, emotions, and needs that never came with a manual. So let's write that manual, together, right now. I'm going to give you 13 specific, actionable ways to reconnect with your partner during menopause. Not theory, not vague advice like, communicate more. Real tools you can use starting today. Strategy number 1, have the conversation. The first step to stopping the unraveling. Talk. Not about logistics, not passive-aggressive, I'm fine. Not surface-level small talk about the weather and what's for dinner. I mean vulnerable, raw, this is what I'm feeling and I don't fully understand it either, kind of talking. Here's your script. You can literally use these exact words. I need to talk to you about something that's been really hard for me. Menopause is changing me in ways I didn't expect. My body feels different. Like it doesn't belong to me anymore. My moods are all over the place. My energy is gone, and it's affecting how I show up in our relationship. It's not about you. It's not that I don't love you. It's not that I'm not attracted to you. But I need you to know what I'm going through. And I need your patience while I figure out how to feel like myself again. That's it. You don't need all the answers. You don't need to have a plan. You just need to open the door to honest conversation. When you name the confusion, it stops being shameful. It becomes something you can work with, together. Practice listening without fixing. This is especially hard for partners who want to solve problems. Sometimes the most helpful thing you can say is, "That sounds really hard. I'm here." Practice speaking without blaming. Use "I'd" statements. I feel overwhelmed, instead of "you never help." I need more time to myself, instead of "you're always demanding my attention." Sometimes even starting with "I'm not sure how to say this" can break open the silence. It's vulnerable. It's honest. And vulnerability is where real intimacy begins. If you're the partner listening to this, here's what you can say. Thank you for telling me. I know this must be hard to talk about. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I don't need you to be anyone other than who you are right now. What do you need from me? How can I support you? And then listen. Really listen. Don't interrupt. Don't defend. Don't fix. Just hear them. Strategy, Thugger 2, learn together. This can't be your problem to solve alone. This can't be something you research at 2 a.m. while your partner sleeps peacefully, expecting you to figure it out and get back to normal. Your partner needs to understand what's actually happening. The biology, the psychology, the reality of this transition. Dr. Haver's book, The New Menopause, Navigating Your Path Through Hormonal Change with Purpose, Power, and Facts, is perfect for this. I've put the link in the description below. Here's how to do this. Read a chapter together, out loud if that works for you, or read separately and then discuss. Watch a documentary together. The M Factor is excellent, or watch educational YouTube videos, like this one, together. Listen to a podcast together during a car ride or a walk. The point is, together. Not you consuming information and then trying to translate it. Together. Learning at the same time. When your partner understands that menopause affects mood, memory, desire, energy, and emotional regulation, not because you're broken, but because of biochemistry, it stops being about rejection. It becomes a challenge you face together. It becomes, how do we navigate this? Instead of, when will you get better? Understanding the biology together creates compassion. Suddenly, your silence isn't rejection. It's exhaustion. Your tears aren't mood swings. They're chemistry. Your need for space isn't distance. It's self-preservation. Knowledge bridges the gap that confusion creates. It turns blame into empathy. It turns frustration into patience. And when you're both educated, you can advocate for yourself better. Together, you can talk to doctors. Together, you can research solutions. Together, you can make decisions about treatment. Strategy. 3. Create new rituals. Your energy has changed. Your needs have changed. Your capacity has changed. That doesn't mean connection is over. It means it looks different now. And different can be beautiful if you let it. Create new rituals of connection. Saturday morning coffee walks. No phones. Just talking. Or not talking. Just being together outside. Moving your bodies. Breathing fresh air. Weekly. Memory night. Where you look through old photos together. Laugh about how you used to dress. Remember trips you took. Tell stories about when the kids were little. Cooking Sunday dinner as a team. One person chops, one person stirs, music playing, wine poured, working together toward something delicious, reading aloud to each other before bed, take turns, fiction, poetry, essays. Something that has nothing to do with menopause or health or stress, just stories. 10 minutes of cuddling with no expectation it has to go anywhere. Set a timer, just hold each other, breathe together. No agenda, no pressure. Evening gratitude practice. Before you turn off the lights, each person shares one thing they appreciated about the other that day. One specific thing. Thank you for making coffee this morning. I loved when you laughed at my terrible joke. These tiny acts reawaken the emotional glue. They say, I still choose you. I still want to be close to you. I still see you. Let nostalgia become a bridge. Share stories from when you first met. What attracted you to each other? What made you laugh uncontrollably in year 2? What dreams did you share? Remembering who you were can help you figure out who you're becoming. These aren't dramatic fixes, they're relationship vitamins. They create deposits in your emotional bank account when everything else feels like withdrawals. Strategy: before. Try something new together. Novelty activates dopamine, your pleasure chemical, and dopamine reignites connection in surprising ways. When you do something new together, your brain releases the same chemicals it did when you first fell in love: excitement, anticipation, curiosity. Try a dance class you're both terrible at: ballroom, salsa, swing, country line dancing. Being beginners together is incredibly bonding. You'll laugh at yourselves. You'll step on each other's feet. You'll hold each other close in a context that's playful instead of loaded. A weekend trip somewhere neither of you has been. Not to visit family, not for an obligation, just adventure. Explore, get lost, try new food, sleep in, starting a puzzle you work on side by side. 1,000 pieces, something beautiful. Set it up on a table and work on it together over weeks. It gives you something to do with your hands while you talk, or while you don't talk. Building something together: a garden bed, a bookshelf, a small greenhouse, a chicken coop. Something that requires teamwork and problem solving and creates something tangible. Adopting a new tradition: Sunday morning pancakes where you try a new recipe each week. Friday night movie ritual where you alternate who picks. Tuesday evening walks around the neighborhood. Binge watching a foreign series with subtitles. You can't scroll on your phones because you have to read. You're engaged together. You discuss theories. You get invested. Taking a class together. Photography, pottery, cooking, wine tasting, woodworking. Something neither of you knows how to do. The point isn't perfection, it's shared experience. It's laughing together. It's creating new memories instead of just reliving old ones. When you're both beginners at something, you're equals again. There's no power dynamic, no expert and novice, just two people learning together. And that can be deeply connecting. Strategy number 5. Explore sensuality without pressure. Menopause might shift your libido. Your body might feel different. Intimacy might be uncomfortable right now. That's real. That's valid. But that doesn't mean all physical connection has to stop. Try slow touch exercises, taking turns just touching each other's hands, arms, back, face. No agenda, no expectation. Just exploring touch for its own sake. 5 minutes each. Notice texture, temperature, pressure. Mutual massages. With good lotion or oil. Take turns. No expectations that it has to lead anywhere. Just giving your partner the gift of relaxation and receiving it. Taking showers or baths together. Just being close. Washing each other's hair. Helping each other relax. No pressure for it to be anything more. Guided meditations designed for couples. Apps like Insight Timer have these. You sit or lie next to each other and listen together, breathing together, being present together, sitting together with music playing, just breathing in rhythm. Hold hands, close your eyes, sync your breathing. It sounds simple, but it's profoundly connecting. Light candles without an agenda. Create ambiance just because it's beautiful, not because it has to lead somewhere. Dance slowly in the living room. Put on music that means something to you. Hold each other. Sway. No performance. Just being close. Hold each other without it having to lead anywhere. Just embrace. For as long as feels good. No pressure. No expectation. This does two things. First, it maintains physical connection without triggering anxiety. You can accept touch without your guard going up. You can be close without bracing for demands. Second, it often naturally leads to more when you're not forcing it. When there's no pressure, when you're relaxed and connected, desire has room to show up on its own. Not because it has to, but because it wants to. Create what Dr. Haver calls intimacy without agenda. Times when you're physically and emotionally close, but there's zero pressure for it to become anything else. Strategy number 6. Bring humor into the mix. When everything feels heavy, laughter is medicine. Laughter releases endorphins. It lowers cortisol. It creates bonding. It reminds you that life isn't all hard, that you can still find joy together. Watch a comedy show together. Something you both find funny. Laugh until your sides hurt. Quote it to each other later. Share silly memories. Remember the time you got lost on vacation and ended up in that bizarre roadside attraction? The time you tried to put together IKEA furniture and almost got divorced? The time your kid said that hilarious thing at the worst possible moment? Even poking gentle fun at shared menopause moments can diffuse tension. Remember when I cried at that car commercial yesterday? That was wild. Making it lighter doesn't mean it's not real. It means you're not letting it define everything. Have a safe word that means we're spiraling. Let's pause and laugh instead. Something ridiculous. Pineapple. Rutabaga. When things are getting tense and you're about to fight about something dumb, one of you says the word. You both stop. You acknowledge you're being ridiculous. You laugh. You reset. Dance badly in the kitchen on purpose. Put on terrible music and dance like nobody's watching. Be silly. Be playful. Be ridiculous together. Try something absurd together. Take a terrible photo booth picture. Make up a ridiculous story. Play a board game and make up your own rules. Being able to laugh, especially when things feel hard, keeps your love human and alive. Humor says, we're going to be okay. We can get through this. We haven't lost US in all of this. We're still the same people who used to make each other laugh until we cried. Strategy number 7. Revisit your shared vision. Sit down together and ask, what does the next chapter look like? What dreams are still waiting? What do we want the next 5, 10, 20 years to be about? Midlife doesn't mean the story is over. This can be your richest chapter yet. If you write it with intention, maybe it's downsizing and traveling more, selling the big house, getting a smaller place, using the freedom and resources to see the world, starting a business together, something you've both always wanted to do, a consulting practice, a small shop, an online venture, volunteering for a cause you both care about, using your skills and time to make a difference, building something meaningful together, moving closer to family or farther from noise, relocating to be near grandkids, or moving to that mountain town you've always dreamed about, taking up a hobby you can share, photography, hiking, wine tasting, antiquing, bird watching, cooking classes, woodworking, gardening, planning a big adventure, walking the Camino, learning a language and spending a month in that country, buying an RV and exploring national parks. Give this phase a theme. The year of rediscovery, our adventure season, the reconnection project, the Phoenix phase. When you have a shared direction, the day-to-day friction matters less. You're building towards something together. You have something to look forward to. You have a shared purpose. Ask each other, What do you want to accomplish in the next decade? What do you want to learn? What do you want to experience together? What would make you feel like this chapter was well lived? Write it down. Make a vision board together. Create a bucket list. Turn dreams into plans. Strategy, number 8, seek support. Whether it's a couples therapist, a menopause-savvy doctor, a coach, or even a book you read together, you don't have to figure this out alone. Getting help is wise. It's not weakness. It's not giving up. It's investing in your relationship. It's saying, this matters, we matter, and we're willing to do whatever it takes. The most enduring marriages are the ones where both partners grow, individually and together, where both people are willing to learn, adapt, evolve. Resources, couples therapy. Look for someone who specializes in midlife transitions. Not all therapists understand menopause. Ask specifically, do you have experience working with couples navigating menopause? Books to read together. Come As You Are by Emily Nagoski. The New Menopause by Dr. Mary Claire Haver. Mating in Captivity by Esther Perel. The 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work by John Gottman, podcasts. Where Should We Begin by Esther Perel, the Gottman Relationship blog podcast. Dear Sugars, apps, Gottman card decks, conversation starters for couples, paired daily questions and quizzes for couples, lasting relationship counseling app, support groups. Look for couples, groups focused on midlife transitions. Hearing other couples' stories normalizes your experience. You realize you're not alone. You learn strategies that worked for others. Bring in a safe third party who can translate what you're both trying to say when emotions make it impossible. Someone who can see patterns you can't see. Someone who can teach you new communication tools. Strategy number 9, invest in solo healing. Sometimes what blocks connection is internal. Are you holding resentment from years ago? Shame about your changing body? Grief for who you used to be? Healing doesn't always need your partner in the room. Sometimes you need to do your own work first. Solo practices. Journaling. Process your emotions privately first. Get the rage, the grief, the confusion out on paper before you try to articulate it to your partner. Individual therapy. Work on your relationship with yourself, your body image, your identity, your unresolved traumas or resentments. Walking meditations or yoga. Reconnect with your body. Learn to be in your body without judgment. Find peace in movement. Creative outlets. Painting, writing, music, gardening, photography. Something that lets you express what words can't capture. Spiritual practice. Whatever that means to you. Church, nature, meditation, prayer. Something that connects you to something larger than yourself. Physical self-care, massage, acupuncture, physical therapy. Taking care of your body as an act of love, not punishment. The softer you are with yourself, the softer your love becomes. When you stop fighting yourself, you stop fighting your partner. When you stop judging your body, you can let your partner love your body. When you process your grief privately, you don't dump it on your partner in moments of conflict. When you know who you are, you can show up authentically in your relationship. Strategy. 10. Touch base weekly. Not just in passing. Not, how was your day, while scrolling on your phone. A dedicated check-in. A relationship maintenance ritual. Maybe Sunday mornings over coffee. Maybe Friday evenings with wine. Maybe Wednesday nights after dinner. Ask each other, how's your heart this week? Not, how are you? Something deeper, something that invites vulnerability. What did you need that you didn't get? From me, from life, from yourself. What felt good between us? Name what's working. What made you feel loved? What made you feel connected? What do you want more of? Not complaints about what's wrong, requests for what would feel good. What's one thing I can do differently this week to support you better? Normalize emotional intimacy. Make tenderness a habit, not an exception. Make checking in on each other's hearts as normal as checking in on the grocery list. This prevents the slow drift. It catches small disconnections before they become chasms. It keeps communication open even when things are hard. Set ground rules. No phones during check-in time. No defensiveness. Just curiosity and willingness to hear. No bringing up things from weeks or months ago. This is about now. Speak from I statements, not you accusations. This weekly ritual says, you matter to me. Your heart matters to me. I want to know how you're really doing. I'm paying attention. Strategy, Harm 11. Reframe what closeness looks like. Maybe you no longer stay up late talking like you used to. Your sleep schedule has changed. Your energy is different. Maybe cuddling feels different now. Your body temperature regulation is off. You get hot easily. You need space. Maybe you need more alone time than you once did. Time to recharge. Time to process. Time to just breathe. That's okay. Different isn't wrong. Closeness now might mean parallel play. Reading side by side. Each of you in your own book, but together. Occasionally reading a passage out loud to share something interesting. Doing chores as a team, folding laundry together, cleaning the kitchen together, making it less about the task and more about companionship, holding hands during a walk, that simple connection, that physical reminder, I'm here, you're here, we're together, sitting on the porch watching sunset together, not talking, just being, witnessing something beautiful side by side, sending each other funny texts during the day, staying connected even when you're apart, little reminders, I'm thinking of you, leaving notes for each other, sticky notes on the bathroom mirror, notes in lunch bags, little love letters hidden in unexpected places. What matters is the quality of presence, not the quantity of contact. You're not less connected. You're connected differently. And different can be beautiful if you stop comparing it to what used to be. Strategy the Barn 12. Protect your peace together. Sometimes the world gets so loud that you lose each other in the noise. The news cycle, social media, work stress, family drama, financial pressure, health worries, the constant bombardment of information and demands. Turn off the news, especially in the evening. It's just cortisol delivery. You don't need it. Leave your phones in the other room during dinner. Be present with each other. Make eye contact. Actually listen. Make space to breathe, to rest, to just be. You don't have to fill every silence. You don't have to be productive every moment. Peace is fertile ground for connection. When you're both less stressed, less overwhelmed, less bombarded, there's room for each other again. Create a sanctuary in your home, a space that's just for the two of you. No work, no screens, no clutter, just presence. Maybe it's your bedroom. Maybe it's a cozy corner with comfortable chairs. Maybe it's your back porch. Protect that space. Protect your peace. Protect your relationship from the chaos of the world. Strategy 13. Practice gratitude. Say thank you for the little things, the daily acts of love that you've started taking for granted. Say it out loud. Thank you for bringing me coffee this morning. I appreciate the way you know my favorite blanket and always hand it to me. Thank you for still reaching for my hand when we walk. I'm grateful for the way you're trying, even when you don't know how. Thank you for being patient with me during this hard time. Gratitude roots you in what's still working, even when other parts feel shaky. It's easy to focus on what's broken, what's missing, what's different, what's hard, but what's still good, what's still there. What do you still love about this person? Every night before bed, share one thing you appreciate about each other. Just one. It takes 30 seconds. But those 30 seconds remind you both. We're on the same team. We're still here. We still matter to each other. We haven't lost everything in this chaos. Start a gratitude journal together. Each of you writes one thing about the other each day. Once a month, read them to each other. Watch what happens to your perspective. Watch how gratitude shifts the energy between you. The deeper truth. Now, here's what I need you to understand. Your marriage can survive menopause, but survival isn't the goal. Thriving is. And thriving requires both people to remember that the love is still there. Even if it looks a little different now. Even if it requires new language. Even if it demands evolution. Dr. Haver says it perfectly in The New Menopause. This transition can either fracture a relationship or reforge it. The difference is whether you're willing to learn new ways to love each other. Reforge. I love that word, because that's what this is. You're not breaking. You're being refined, melted down and reshaped into something stronger. You're not trying to recreate who you were at 30. You're discovering how this version of you loves, how this version of you connects, how this version of you shows up. And that's not regression. That's evolution. Some marriages don't survive this transition. That's the truth. Sometimes menopause reveals incompatibility that was always there. Sometimes it highlights that two people have grown in different directions. Sometimes it shows that the foundation wasn't as strong as it seemed. And if that's your reality, that's not failure. That's information. And you get to decide what to do with that information. But if there's still love there, if there's still willingness, if there's still a desire to try, then there's hope. Real, tangible hope. Which of these 13 strategies are you starting with? The conversation? The new rituals? Learning together? Trying something new? Go to the comments right now and tell me. Tell the Phoenix community what you're committing to. Make it public. Make it real. And tell me. What's been the hardest part of your relationship during menopause? What do you miss most? What are you most afraid of? What gives you hope? Because when you share your truth, you give another woman permission to share hers. When you say, "This is hard for me," someone else can say, "Me too." And suddenly, neither of you is alone. That's how we heal. Together, in community. With honesty instead of pretending everything's fine. Hit that like button if this gave you hope that your marriage can make it through this. Subscribe to the Phoenix community where we talk about the real stuff. The messy, hard, beautiful stuff that nobody else wants to discuss. Share this with your partner. Send them the link. Watch it together. Let this video start the conversation you've been too scared to have. Let it be the bridge that closes the gap between you. And don't forget. Doctor. Mary Claire Haver's book, The New Menopause, Navigating Your Path Through Hormonal Change with Purpose, Power, and Facts, is linked in the description below. Get it. Read it together. Let it be your roadmap through this transition. Hey, Phoenix, if you couldn't do it today, just do it tomorrow. But do not give up. Failure is not an option. Your marriage is not over. Your love is not dead. This transition is hard. But on the other side, there's a kind of intimacy that's deeper, more authentic, more real than anything you've experienced before. Because you're not performing anymore. You're not pretending everything's perfect. You're not hiding the hard parts. You're showing up as your true self, vulnerable, changing, real. And that's the foundation for the deepest love possible. The kind of love that doesn't require perfection. The kind that says, I see you completely, and I still choose you. The kind that grows deeper with time instead of fading. That's what's waiting on the other side of this transition. If you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to evolve, if you're willing to believe that your best years together might still be ahead, if you haven't subscribed yet, please take a moment and do it now. Help this video reach more women, more couples, who need to hear this. Because this is the conversation that could save marriages. Hit the subscribe button. Join the Phoenix community. Got interested in the books? The links are waiting for you in the first pinned comment. Check it out. The Phoenix community is here. We're rising together. And we're not leaving any marriage behind. See you in the next video. And hey, thanks for making us company. And remember to take care of yourself.